In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to record, edit, level, and convert audio. Stay tuned! Hey guys, Mod Snecko here. Welcome to the Cat Clan. Before I hop into the Audacity tutorial, I'm going to go into the programs that are used alongside it. First being the Levelator 2. This levels out the audio so that soft parts sound louder, loud parts don't sound as loud, and it basically just makes it all together so you're not like having the volume turned up to listen to something soft and then all of a sudden your earbuds get blasted out. So with this, all you need to do is take your audio file, drag it over to the Levelator, and after a quick conversion, boom, now you see that this other file appeared called the same file name, .output. So that'll just make it so the audio sounds better. If certain audio still doesn't sound as good, you may just need to fix that in Audacity before exporting your file. The second program I'm going to show you is VLC Media Player. This is a Linux-based service that, yeah, it says Media Player, but it actually converts files as well. So you go down to Media, Convert/Save. And then I'd already put a file here. It was just a random video file. You go down to Convert/Save. And then it automatically is asking if I want to do it to MP3, because I guess that's the default if people want to turn the video files into audio. And I know that services online can do this, but I'd say that this is a bit safer. Plus, a lot of those audio conversion sites give you a limit and everything like that. But you have all these different types that you could do for it, and you could turn music into a video file. I actually use this to convert my animation files into video files since Flash has been weird about that. But what I suggest is when you go to the destination file, click Browse, do a different name from the one that you have here. Because if you do it as the same name, it'll give you a warning. Like, let's see if it'll give me the warning. Yeah, it'll say the output file already exists. If recording continues, the file will be overwritten, the content will be lost, so I'm just going to exit out of that. However, if you do it as, like, let's say I add a D at the end, save, start, then it'll do it without a problem. And you see the progress down here on this blue line. So now my thing is converted. So, as you can see, it is now converted. It was this video file, and now it is into this audio file with the D at the end. Now, getting to the main tutorial, the program is called Audacity. Just Google that online. I'm sure you'll be able to find it, download it, and this is the best software I've found of being able to record. So first off, let's go into the controls. A lot of these are self-explanatory. So this is record, this is pause, play, stop, and then this is like skip to the beginning, skip to the end. So before you do anything, you're going to want to record audio. Hello there, Mod Snecko here, welcome to the Cat Clan. And then stop. Alright, and if you do end up pausing, whoop, that is one thing I need to tell you. Layers. If you want to start a new audio, you're going to want to start at the end here and then record. Otherwise, you're going to get recordings with your audio talking at the same time. So let me demonstrate what happens with that. Start at the beginning. Okay, I am talking now, and all of a sudden you can hear the other talking as well. So that's not what you're going to want to do. However, layers are helpful if you want to combine some audio, separate it, everything like that. So these things up here, we have the selection tool. That's where you can drag across, select certain audio. A lot of these I don't end up using. Mainly I use the selection tool, the zoom in, which is with left mouse click, and zoom out is right mouse click. But you can also use control and then the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. So that's another option there. And then the other one I usually use is the time shift tool. So that's where you can move stuff around. So aside from that, the other thing you can do is, let's say I want to split this audio in two. Just click the selection tool here, so it will have the line right in between these two audio bits, and do Control I. And now you'll see that it does a little split here, and so I'm free to move this audio and it separates from it. And let's say that I made a mistake doing that. I could actually click the selection tool, click this little bit right here, and boom, now it's back to a single file again. It'll move as a single thing. So moving on, when you're working with layers, you can turn the audio up and down on it. That way, let's say that I have background music going on. I want to turn that way down and make sure that my audio sounds good enough. And it'll go ahead and just make the audio levels different. See, that's very soft. And that's a lot louder. So that's one thing that you could do. And another thing you can do is actually mute the layer so that if you want to just work on one area, like one layer or whatever, then you don't have to worry about hearing this or messing it up or anything. And then just simply press mute again and you'll be able to hear your audio again. Next thing I'm going to show you is something that you should use often, especially if you're in a noisy environment or have some background noise going on. So whenever you record a file, be sure to put at least a few seconds or milliseconds or whatever, like start it and don't say anything or move or do anything for a second or two. That way you get this background right here. And I'm actually going to use the one at the end, so you can do it at the beginning or the end. So you're going to want to highlight that, press Effect, and go down to Noise Reduction. Click Noise Reduction, and Get Noise Profile. So what this does is just pick up the background audio separate from your actual recording. So then what you do after that, click on this to go ahead and select the whole layer. And then you go back in to Noise Reduction, and you say OK this time, because it already got the noise profile and knows what you want filtered out. So then when you press OK, then it goes ahead and filters that out. Now, since I didn't have any background audio, basically, it didn't do anything. But usually when you have some background audio, that's really good to take out fan noises or anything like that. So just keep that in mind when you're recording. Next thing you can do is certain other effects such as amplifying it, changing the pitch, speed, tempo, anything like that. What I end up doing, at least with my South Park animations, is changing the pitch. So with this, as you do it up or down, you can go by the semitones, or you can change the pitches from A to B. I usually just end up doing it here since that automatically does it. However, then you can do preview. And if you go too high, it's going to start sounding distorted. Way, way too high there. Or yeah, so basically you can just keep playing around with it until you find the tone that you want to go to. Press OK. And you'll notice that it actually made it go quicker, because it changed the speed and the pitch of it. And there are other options for if you just want to change the speed. It affects the tempo and pitch. Or if you just want to change the tempo, it will change the speed of it without changing the pitch. And of course there are plenty of other things that you can do. Amplifying it will make it a bit louder. Hello there. So press OK with that. You'll see the audio waves went up. I still think that levelating it is better at the end, but you can do that, and you can also do normalize, and that'll make the audio go up as well. I don't use that much, but I guess for people who do a lot of clicking in their videos and they want to make sure they take out that audio, this would work for it. And a lot of these options you can just go ahead and play through them. Repeat, that's always a nice one, because then you can actually repeat this, go back in, and then reverse it if, let's say, you wanted to extend some music or something, but you don't want it to sound the same. Then you just repeat and reverse it. There are a lot of options in Audacity that you can use. However, the last thing I'm going to show you before showing you how to export will be the generate option. So with this, the most common thing I use is to generate silence. So like if, for example, I wanted some silence in the beginning, but so for moving both of these, you can actually highlight this and then do that. But let's say I wanted some silence in the beginning, but if I export it just like this with nothing in between, then the file will automatically start from the beginning right here. So if I want to generate some silence, best thing to do, highlight that area, generate, silence, and just go ahead and say OK, and there's your silence. If you don't want this here, go ahead and click, and now it's just like that. You can also use this to generate some white noise and then pink and brownie, and they all sound relatively the same to me, but if you need like sort of the TV effect for that. Alright, now finally I'm going to show you how to export the audio. So you can either go down to export audio or export selected audio. So if I just wanted this layer, for example, I could just do export selected audio and it'll only export that part of it. Usually I recommend going as a WAV. MP3 would probably work as well. However, Levelator doesn't really work with MP3 files, so that's where WAV is still the best to do. And if you just want this whole thing exported, you just say export audio. And it'll give you a message saying, let's just put a random thing there. It'll give you a message saying tracks will be mixed down to 2 stereo channels. That just means that these 2 layers will be combined. So this audio will go together. And then you just say, okay, this, I mean, you can put in artist name, track name, all that stuff if you want to. However, I just usually say, okay, leave it as a default. And then, yeah, your exported file will be in the folder that you specified it in. So, I hope that this tutorial helped you guys out. I know that this was a quick overview of the tutorial. However, if you want me to get more in depth with each of the features, I can do that as well. But this is basically just how I use it. If you like what you see, please comment on that subscribe and like button. Hit that little bell icon so you don't miss any new tutorials or animations. Have a great day. Keep your claws sharp. Bye.